For me, this has been the most unpredictable season, because if you look at the top four right now, you have one team that almost got relegated last season, and that is Mongers. They have no coach, but they're on top of the table.
Top of the table. Yeah.
No one saw that coming. You have a team that was promoted from relegation last season, and that is the mighty Impis. No one saw Impis playing and being in the top four, beating Heathens in the first 4 game weeks. So to me, this has been very unpredictable. And for the first time, the previous seasons, we used to know who is going to be relegated.
Yeah.
We go into game week 1 and we know who is going to be relegated.
I understand Pirates had a very good deal overall. And then when Impis went into an election, the deal changed overnight. But still, Pirates came and paid their dues and got their player. So I found that a little bit more mature.
I told people, you are saying whatever you're saying about Impis, but you have not watched Impis play.
Yeah.
We are not on social media throwing praises at Nkamba and at the players just because we love Impis.
Yeah.
We are doing that because we see what they're doing on pitch. It is a team that is very well coached. Out of the 4 games we've played, no team has dominated our scrum.
Yeah.
Not even Heathens.
Yeah.
None has dominated our scrum. So many things are falling into place.
Welcome to the Fat Cat Podcast, the first one, 2026, and I'm here with our usual Fat Cat, Bruno, Mutana, whatever his other name is, and then our guest today is none other than Gonzalo. Now, when you see his name on the team sheet, you see Gonzaga Mayanja, then Gonzalo. Let's start from there. Why Gonzalo?
You know, high school, everyone wanted to be a cool kid. You wanted to be so cool. So if you had a name like man that is so Ugandan, you try to play around with it and get something cool out of it.
Now, Bruno, Mutana, how do you call the name Mutana? I don't know. Anyway,
Muti.
Welcome to you, Gonzalo. Gonzalo is a very massive fan of the Fat Cat podcast and Fat Cats as usual. I want to play you a song. I want you to tell me whether you remember where that sound is coming from. Are you ready?
Ready.
Yeah.
I think I recognize it.
Tell us about it. By the way, you're using black headphones. That's why the sound is clear. That's why I think you've been able to recognize the sound properly. Tell me
Clearly,
about
Black
it.
Lives Matter. So I think that's from Good Friday Touch last year. The tag of war when I was cheering on Edwin and
Oh,
Bruno.
yes.
Hey.
Surprisingly, I hadn't recognized that.
That is the day.
Because you are sweaty.
We lost, but this year we're coming.
I thank you very much for loving our you. This is to tell you guys that Gonzalo bought the most bucket hats, Fat Cat bucket hats, and in fact, because of that, 2026 we're going to give you a free one.
Yeah.
Just for loving the podcast and being a fun.
You still own one. That's the most stolen item.
Yeah, there's a girl and pirates. I think her mind is about stealing bucket
I know.
hats.
I think I'm allowed to name and shame.
No.
Hide and seek.
So, Gonzalo, I don't know where to start from. You just introduce yourself. Maybe that's what you do in rugby, what you're doing now. Just because we have a lot to talk about, and I want you to do it for yourself.
My name is Gonzalo Mayanja, a former referee. Something I did very passionately and for a long time. Yeah, I retired last year around May for reasons beyond me. Right now, I'm a very passionate Impis fan, and I'm always on the sidelines cheering on the boys.
Yeah. Bruno, Gonzalo, what do you know about Gonzalo?
What do I know about Gonzalo? I actually got to know he's an Impis fan after retirement, and then because the time we used to were at university and watching a lot of Impis rugby. I think I was ahead of him, of course, so I didn't see him during that time. But later I would see him around rugby as a young referee. And then by the time of retirement, I think he was my best referee. I liked how he was always confident, even in between the big boys, and the most I know about him was how he took up the fans that wanted to complain about the calls made later after the game online. So he would tell them, this is the law, courts, refer them to the law, or even if they had nonsense, he would be bold enough to to reply with nonsense. Of course, we lost him. I'm one of those people that still believe he will be back maybe. You know how rugby is addictive. As a player, as a fan, I believe as an official also maybe he'll come back.
Not with what is happening to Otiba. Anyway, back to, before I get off this whole introduction part, what do you do outside rugby?
I am a married man.
Very big point.
Yes, with a beautiful girl and a beautiful boy.
Nice.
I don't know if it's beautiful boy or handsome boy.
You're not even
Yeah, and then
A beautiful boy is an extremely handsome boy.
Yeah.
and that is what my son is.
Yes.
Yeah, and I do insurance. I'm an underwriter. I work with Old Mutual Insurance Uganda.
Oh.
Yes, I do that. And besides that, I do investments, the unit trusts. I'm an advisor for that. And yeah, that is all I do for now.
Right, let's get into this. I want to ask both of you. We are 3 weeks into 3 or 4 weeks into
4 weeks.
4 weeks into the league. It has begun. We haven't been able to do a podcast after the league began. Starting with you, Bruno. What do you see? How is this league going?
I haven't missed any game week, and of course with the Fat Cats highlights and the coverage of the games, I even get a chance to watch the games later that I haven't watched.
Yeah.
But I believe for the past seasons, we've watched a lot of Ugandan rugby, but I believe this is one of the most competitive opening games I've watched in Ugandan rugby.
Yeah.
I remember back then, of course, with the format of the league, if let's say I'll allow me to use Pirates, because Pirates has had Cobs, the Buffaloes, the Heathens, okay, in the opener games.
Yeah.
And if it was the other league, and you've beaten maybe Cobs, and then you've beaten Buffaloes, and gotten maybe, even if you're beaten by Heathens, but then without a bonus point, or maybe you get a losing bonus, you would be making a statement.
Yeah.
But with this format of the league, I feel like there has been a lot of competition. Every team has been proving powerful, which I think is good for the game. I mean, we have Cobs, which was stacked and did good business in the transfer window, then lost to Pirates, which seemed strong for them as well. And then you have Impis giving Heathens, which is still a shocker to even those that have watched the highlights. Then you have Mongers, which started without a coach, but is still unbeaten. Okay? And then you have Buffaloes, which took Pirates to the wire, and will be a big game over the weekend as they play their Chadondo rivals,
Yeah.
Heathens. So I believe the competition has grown, good for the sport. I believe also it will, if we go to the knockout stages, it will be a tough one, because back then, if you are number one, number two, number three, then you think maybe you have a weaker opponent in the quarters, But if that opponent has been solid in the regular season, you can't again take them for granted in the quarters.
Yeah.
So I believe competition is high. There is so much tension, especially among the fan base. I mean, you can't just now go to play at Graveyard and you think you'll win. You have to play your hearts out.
Yeah.
So it's a nice season. I love it. I don't know you, Gonzalo.
For me, this has been the most unpredictable season, because if you look at the top 4 right now, you have one team that almost got relegated last season, and that is Mongas. They have no coach, but they're on top of the table.
Top of the table.
No one saw that coming. You have a team that was promoted from relegation last season, and that is the mighty Impis. No one saw Impis playing and being in the top 4, beating Heathens in the first 4 game weeks. So to me, this has been very unpredictable. And for the first time, the previous seasons, we used to know who is going to be relegated.
Yeah.
We go into game week 1 and we know who is going to be relegated. This season, we don't.
I have an idea.
You don't.
I have an
You
idea
don't.
who's getting relegated, but anyway, that's another
You're getting an
discussion.
idea after game week 4.
Yeah.
Game week 1, no one had an idea.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Yes, so it's been unpredictable, and that is what we want in the league. We don't want a league where before the season starts, we know someone is going to win.
Farmers League.
We know this one is going to be relegated.
Yeah.
So I think that's the beauty about this season, the unpredictability.
Some other things, Caesar. One of also the most exciting things I've had this season is I stay the far end of Chira municipality.
Yeah.
But game week 2, I got to watch a game of rugby right in the estate where I stay.
Where you stay.
So we also saw another team shift out of Kampala, out of Legends, to have a home
A home at
in
5D.
at 5D Ranch.
Yeah.
I found it. I used to tell my friends about a pitch that is so nice. I knew the owners. I used to tell them, there's a nice pitch there. At some point I posted even online looking for guys that stay around to play touch rugby from there,
Yeah.
because I had the consent of the owners.
Yeah.
But I didn't get the numbers and work. But the game week, you were there at 5D Ranch.
Yes.
It was such a nice experience
Yes,
for the
it
fans.
was, it was.
Even the traveling fans from Ginger, it was so beautiful. And maybe, I don't know, clubs need to find better homes and new homes. That life to rugby feels so nice.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
What do you guys have to say? One of the things that moved me in this new season is the way in which transfers were done. I felt like it was a little bit open, bar that the issues that Storm has been having with hippos and stuff. By and large, all teams went and sought out the players they needed to better their teams. They engaged in negotiations. Deals were signed and announced. It wasn't a shocker that so and so. And teams came up and they were unveiling their players. Okay, one team, the one that I know for sure, Pirates, is the one that unveiled their players. I found it a little bit more professional than usually what we've done, where you find this one is fighting this one, Impis is complaining they're taking their players, but here a club comes for your player, you tell them, I understand Pirates had a very good deal over Ruho. And then when Impis went into an election, the deal changed overnight. But still, Pirates came and paid their dues and got their player. So I found that a little bit more mature. I don't know what you guys saw.
I think from the experience that Heathens had with Etwao and Timothy,
Yeah.
clubs now needed to know that you do not just come and take a player. You need to negotiate with the club, the parent club of that very player,
Yeah.
and then have something paid before you can just come and bully the smaller club and then take their players. So this season it's been very open. Clubs have been negotiating and paying money. And then the other thing that has improved, I think, is the increased usage of social media. it has forced clubs to announce their signings.
Yes.
Before, you just, around this time, would go to Chadona and see who is training with Heathens. Then you go to Twitter and start cutting word. It's not been the case before.
Yes.
This season. So this season, clubs have actually been announcing their signings. We have signed this player, we have signed this player, before you even see the player in training. One interesting transfer is Alfonso Penny,
Yes.
who was signed, at one point signed with Walukuba, then signed with Victoria University. Before we all know it, he's with his Heathens. Yeah, and that is because clubs came out and announced that this is our player.
Yeah.
No one came out. Walukuba didn't come out to say they've signed him, and Victoria University didn't come out to say that. But we see him at Heathens now. So the increased usage of social media by the fans, by the players, has forced clubs to become more professional and do things the right way. Because you could see the excitement with the signings being announced. Shimwa and the other guys working on two pitch, being unveiled to the fans. That is something beautiful.
Yeah, it was.
True.
It really was. I was impressed. I don't like that club, but every once in a while, they do something that shocks you, and you're like, "Oh, that's smooth." And I like giving credit where it's due. It was really nice, and then you see the KCB Corps coming, and they're doing their countdown to their player signings, and it looks really, really nice. And then the clubs come following suit. Only club that didn't announce players was Impis, because they have a trailer of players, too many.
But on transfers, I believe it was too beautiful. Sorry to say it. Sometimes it was casual back then.
Yeah.
I mean, we have rugby grounds which have operating bars on a daily basis. So sometimes even when you go to catch a cold one or eat something, you get to see players training. So it would be on that maybe an observant fan would see a player that is in a club now training with another club. Then now the rumors start from there in the circles and online. But I also believe it's a step to commercializing the game, because I believe clubs have now built culture and are building talent. You can't just come and say you'll take Brian Wandera from Rams, because they also believe they've developed him.
Yeah.
They've gotten
him.
You
have to pay the 50 million.
They've gotten him a story of his that they got him from boxing, from a boxing club, built his skills. Of course, gym involved and the dieting and all. And now he has a big call on the national team from Rams. And now a club, like you say, the big club now can't bully Rams to take him. I'm not saying Rams is not a big club, but yeah. And then also, it shows there is hunger and thirst to win among the clubs now. Yeah, it's always fun when I know, Gonzalo, you watch a lot of schools rugby, you too, when representatives of different clubs are watching schools club while also scouting. Yeah. I watched over the weekend. I watched Green Hill versus Marcos at 5D Ranch, and I saw some representatives talking to young boys, asking them, hey, which class are you, can you make some time to always watch games of the league or play touch, or where do you stay? I mean, that's how players develop. So there is that hang amongst clubs that is nice, which commercializes it, and now you can't just take a player. But also, back then, players would also just leave. And I think that was also a problem that would hinder smooth transfers. Because a player would not show up to, let's say, Legends, and you hear he doesn't come for training, but he's talking to other people at Chadondo. And maybe you detect, he wants to go. And if a board administrator, a club administrator asks him, man, you don't come, but I'm told you'll be at Chadondo. Oyagala kusala? And the guy says, by the way. But now, it's actually clubs that want a player going for the offer and also negotiating. That's nice. And maybe we can also eventually get rid of the of the famous transfers that involve maybe balls in
Balls,
exchange.
yeah.
And
Talk about balls, eh? You know,
Did you get the balls though?
we got money this season.
No. Last time when you got those players, did you get the balls?
It's Pirates. Do you think we got them?
No.
are you sure they didn't get?
I'm not so sure, but he said, do I think?
He was still a match
So
official.
Caesar, you, according to what happened in the transfers, you're the richest club in Uganda. And Fat Cats is the source of truth in Ugandan rugby.
Yes.
We are tired of rumors and everything.
Yes.
Did you cops actually pay 50 million for Brian Wandera?
Today I'm here as a fat cat, not a cop.
First answer.
Today I'm here as a fat cat, not a cop. So
I'm tired of speculating.
we shall discuss that later on. And then back to you, Gonzalo, main guest. There's something I want to play for you again. This thing has impressed me. Let me just play for you something.
Impia mashangane Umbani soko Umbani bengakala jaive Impia masoja Impia se graveyard Impia makerere Ngumbani bengakala jaive Impia masoja
Before we even go to Impis, Gonzalo, I've seen on social media and on your status and stuff, you being in goal, you playing football, Sunday League. Why sports? Why rugby? Why Sunday League? Why choose? And even after all those sports, since you can play football, why rugby? Where does this start?
Growing up, I used to love football very much. I'm sure like all of us.
Yeah.
So I played football under 12, under 14, and under 14, by the time I played, they were not very strict on age. So after playing under 14, going to under 16, you find that you have 18-year-olds, 20-year-olds playing in under 16. And I am not a very big man, so I failed to play under 16. So that is how I left football. And then I started playing football as just on the side, not very actively. So then I joined a rugby playing school. And what interested me so much about rugby is it's not about how much money you have, how big you are, how small you are. It is a sport that involves everyone. I never used to talk so much in school. When I just joined the very first term.
This is Marcos?
Yes. I never used to talk so much. But then I start playing and watching rugby, and you get so many friends. By virtue of playing rugby, everyone becomes your friend. You
Get
don't-
confidence.
Yes, you do not have to tie on people to be your friends. Rugby is family. So the culture that people see outside in the Ugandan league and whatever comes from school.
Yeah.
Because if you look at campus, you end up becoming friends with rugby players from the other schools.
Other schools, yeah.
We all end up becoming friends. So rugby interested me so much just because of that. You do not have to try so much. You know how high school is.
Yeah.
You don't have to try so much to be among. Like the fact that you play and support, or you're a team manager, or you're anything, you're welcome into the sport. And the people around me right now are mostly people I met because of sport. Rugby, football. I went to Makerere College 2 years.
Yeah.
But because of football, I know, and people that were in Marcos 10 years ago, 20 years ago know me. They know this is Gonzalo. Gonzalo was in Marcos, and they talk to me, they give me deals, they do whatever. And that is because of sport. Only 2 years. There are actually very few people know that I was there for only 2 years. But because of that sport, people know me. People that didn't even see me there, right now they know. So to me, sport is a very important factor in anyone growing up. If you're a shy boy, just go and play sport. You're going to become that guy. You what? Just go and play sport. You're going to become that guy. So for me, that is it.
Why reffing? Why who? Because it's rare. Like I can tell you, in my lifetime, in my life in rugby, you and Django or Timothy are the people that I know. The others I've met in rugby, but the people that I know, that even me, I used to see you at campus, not like Marcos, but the people that I know, like Timothy, I've always wondered why make a choice there and say, I want to become a rugby ref. What pushed you there?
Living Marcos, I am a very good friend of Tseka Raymond,
Yes.
a former ref, right now a coach of match officials. And VAC, you know VAC, that is when you decide to play for Cobs, for Pirates, for Impis, for all those clubs. But I've always been small. Like so I didn't have the weight to play club rugby.
Yeah.
So that year, because immediately VAC started, Tseka became a ref. So when Tseka became a ref, he would come back and tell us, man, today I refed this game, today I did this game. And it was always exciting, like seeing your guy doing it. He's on the touchline, but then he hadn't become a center ref even. But we would see him on the touchline and it would make us very happy, like our guy is representing. Yeah, then we hosted Africa Sevens. That is, and then Tseka was one of the assistant referees. Yeah, they gave him kit, then he came back to hostel and told us, guys, I have refereed the Africa Sevens and I think I've made it.
Yeah.
So that made us very happy. And me and Umaru Balikanda, we joined in the same lot. So we told Tseka, man, Tseka, I think we want to be refs because we were playing had failed.
Yes.
For me, playing had failed. I couldn't play. I think I didn't have the spirit to take on those very big tackles.
Yeah.
And I was like, playing has jumped for me. So I keep playing Friday touch. It used to be very active in my career then. So I told Tseka, I still want to be part of the sport. And I think if I become a ref, it will be a very good thing for me. Like, that is the only way I can serve. So Tseka tells me, no, it's okay. The next referee course, I'll call you guys. So Tseka calls us, we go for the course. Then after the course, Dorothy Nekesa, currently an ex-com member, welcomes us very well. And she made sure that we join, added us to the WhatsApp groups, made sure we get games. And that is how we started. And my very first game was Namilyango. I went to Namilyango, I did an under 15 game. And by then Edmond was coach. Edmond came and told me, this is your first game, but you've done really well.
What was the game? Namilyango versus?
Namilyango, I think Light Academy.
Okay. Which was a rugby school then, strong.
It was a very strong team then.
Up
They
to
had
now they play
Bakit, they
rugby.
had all those guys.
But not as strong as back then.
Yes, but they were very serious back then. So I got very good feedback that day. I got feedback from Edmond. I got feedback from Onen. Onen by then was a referee, but he just had an injury and was out for some time. He was there. So after getting feedback from Onen, I leave that game very confident. I'm like, now this is very good progress. Then the following weekend, I get allocated an under 17 game. And for us referees, that is a very big improvement because moving from under 15 to under 17 on your second game shows you that you actually have a future in this career that you've chosen.
Yeah.
So that year I do an under 15 final. Yeah, and I see some of the players that I refereed in my first final right now playing for club. And that is the most exciting
What's
thing.
the group of that players, of the player?
That is this boy at Buffalo's Humphrey.
Yeah.
Humphrey was under 15 then. Kieron AM, though Kieron was younger, but that is Kieron. There is this hooker at Cobbs. Forgotten his name, but there is a hooker at Cobbs. But that is there. That is the
Is
group.
he young? Is he old?
He's
Certainly not Faraj.
Nasima.
Nasima. Oh.
Now Nasima. Now all those are boys that are at campus. So it shows you how old we've grown. And
Yeah.
yes, so it's so interesting for me seeing those boys, and they were my first final. And so from that, I was like, Chisobola, let me push, and I'll be a good ref. So that is how I joined.
Talking about Kieron, I know you are a Kieron fanboy.
Yeah.
What is special about Kieron that you like him as a player?
I love humility. And I've seen Kieron as a very humble captain from his under 15. Very humble and a very good player on pitch. He's someone that would see teammates shouting at a ref and then he takes them away and tells them, guys, let's leave, the ref are going to win this game. So that kind of leader that is so humble, very good yet so humble, to me is someone that I would want anyone to be like. So I've always grown up seeing Kieron, and he's my kind of player for me. And I'm so mad at Pirates that they refuse to give us Kieron.
He's doing well at Pirates. He played against Rhinos and he was extremely so good.
I trust.
Hopefully he grows into a star boy.
Maybe to ask, sorry to, but I want to talk about this ref thing before I go to Impis because something good is happening there. You guys have been watching what has happened after the game where the Platinum Credit Heathens won against the Stanbic Black Pirates, and then the outrage that came towards. First and foremost, before I even go there, for me, my experience with Gonzalo is I always rated Gonzalo as my favorite ref, and because in my heart, and again, these are my views and not the views of the Fat Cats. In my heart, I felt like out of the blue, we've gotten a ref who is not a Chadondo-based ref. And this whole notion, see, growing up watching rugby and all, we had this notion that refs are very lenient towards Chadondo teams because one would tell you can't bite this normal statement that you can't bite the hands that feed you. And because Chadondo is so gracious to be the place where refs train, where refs get educated, Chadondo is big when it comes to the sport. They're training refs Chadondo. They're doing this Chadondo. The teachers are in Chadondo. Everywhere is Chadondo. So you felt like you had this feeling when you're growing up that refs are very lenient when it comes to Chadondo. That we as fans stop even watching rugby as it is and making calls as they are. Just assume, Utima is going to officiate a game against it, and it's over. Which I felt was a bit unfair. But as you grow up, then you start understanding a little bit more, as you become more responsible. So why the first thing, not even because he's of your reffing, first thing I loved about Gonzalo is because he wasn't the Chadondo best ref. I felt like Gonzalo, every time I would see Gonzalo in the center with our games against the Chadondo team, I knew, in my head, my confirmation bias would have gone away. Like I knew that this ref is going to be very lenient. And unfortunately, that sentimentality that has grown in rugby so much that we have incidences. What happened to Timber last week? I want to believe it might be one of the reasons. We will talk about it a little bit later on. One of the reasons why you retired very quickly. What do you have to say about this? Because now, and we have Fat Cats, we have other providers that come with highlights, and then you make a very. I want to give you an example. There was a game we played against Heathens. The game where Aaron for a dropped goal in the last second, and I don't remember who was the center ref that time. Sauda, yes. And they won because of the drop goal. And where I was sat, I was behind Aaron, and I saw that ball dissect. But anyone who was on the sides could see the ball going as if over the pole and not in the middle. And oh my God, Sauda was abused. And then I'm like, what the hell is happening? And then later on, Fat Cats Productions, and was it Fat Cats or NBS, I think?
It was New Vision.
New Vision brought out a clip and people started seeing. And I'm like, guys, but even a New Vision clip had some angles that, but now we have highlights where a guy will say it was a forward. And then a highlight comes and shows you that it wasn't. And then we have chances to discuss. My question is, what do you, both of you, and I'll start with you, Bruno, what do you have to say about the outrage, the bereavement, like the barraging of refs with abuses and harsh judgment when these refs make the mistake? What do you have to say about it? Is it good for us? Isn't it going to push away many more people like Gonzalo? What do you think about that?
Of course, with reference to what happened over the weekend.
Yeah.
First of all, it's not a new thing.
Yeah.
Both locally here, we've had a game where a call was how do they call it? A call, parties felt like a call wasn't the one, and even the game had to end unannounced, like before the 80th minute. But I believe with respect to what happened over the weekend, the fans have to understand that, first of all, we are in an amateur setting. We don't have TMO, we don't have the third match official, but also they have to understand that refs are humans.
First pause. TMO is third match official?
No, TMO is a televised match official.
Televised, but also the third match.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah. So they have to understand that we don't have a televised match official. And then also understand that refs are humans, that a mistake can be made. I understand what a bad call can do to a fan.
Yes.
I'm a fan myself. You get, so, and there is even a worse call that can be done, like cancelling a try, maybe if it can be a try. But again, we have to understand that refs are humans, and don't get over and over, because I saw some comments that I believe were not good, and I mean, you can make a comment. I would want to understand your anger, maybe, but again, your reaction makes me now question your anger even. I don't know, like, have you had this thing
Your
for a long
reaction
time?
overclouds what your point you are trying to make.
Exactly. But also, as fans, I believe we might need to educate ourselves more about the game.
Yeah.
Yes, you are a club member, you are a fan, you watch games, but before powering out maybe your anger online to a match official, what is the play that that is making you? Because you might be saying you saw a forward pass, yet it was, the ref will tell you it's a flat pass, or it's a good pass. From your eyes, maybe it was forward, but it's not. So fans maybe, and over time you get to know the rules and laws with time, and then there you can have your right to bash someone. But no, it was too much. It was too much to the ref, whose plight is understood among some fans and some stakeholders. Gonzalo might say more because he has been there. But I believe we improve as fans in respect to the manners. We improve also the refs improve in the way they officiate games. I believe Gonzalo, by the time he retired, he wasn't as he had started. So yeah. I mean, that's it. Maybe Gonzalo can say more.
Gonzalo, maybe while you're talking about this, you can also allude to the reasons as to why you left and all that. But my question to you is, what does it, from an official, because now, from an official's point of view, English has refused. What do you go through? You had the right to, sometimes you would come on Twitter and try to explain to people, try and educate some people who are judging you harshly and all that stuff. What do you go through as an official? For example, do you resonate with what Mutima must have been going through after that game on Saturday? Are those some of the reasons as to why you eventually chose to be a fan?
I'll be honest. I believe I was one of the most loved referees, and I was not attacked as much as any other ref.
Yeah.
That I am very sure. I remember there is a game I did, Cobbs Pirates. Cobbs is attacking. They need just a try to win the game, and I call for a knock-on. Then the game ends there, but Haruna had actually come from the side. People still have me up to this day, but they have me with respect.
Yes.
And I still laugh with them just because they're having me with respect. So I was not attacked. I was attacked just like any other ref, but not as much as Otimba, not as much as Sauda, not as much as Rosenberg. And that's not why I left.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not why I left. Where I left is something else.
Would you be comfortable talking about it?
No, not really. But I left because I didn't feel protected by the people that need to protect referees. Yeah, because if you see now...
Is there a body like that? Is there a body that
there is
protects
the
the
union.
refs?
There is the union. Referees are under the union. The union does allocations. They do all those things.
Yes.
So the fact that they are working for the union, then the union has to protect them.
Yes.
So you're going to find that after going through all that, you've been abused, all your emotions are all over the place, you are suspended. And then the team is late to play. A team walks off pitch, they walk away, and then you're suspended, which I believe is very unfair. So that the people that are supposed to protect me are letting me down.
Yeah.
Because if someone walks off the pitch and they are not penalized, but me, who is being accused, is suspended, then I think it's unfair. So I can't keep serving such a sport.
Yeah.
To me, in my opinion, because I'm not protected. Yeah, that is why I left. I didn't feel protected.
But what Gonzalo, I want to pick your point here. What do you think needs to be done in respect to what is happening, like the backlash that the refs get, or maybe the protection that you think the match officials need?
No, the protection that referees all need is let them. You stand with the referees.
Yeah.
Because I've told you, if Utimba is suspended next weekend, do not be shocked. Not suspended. They do not tell you that you've been suspended.
They just don't give you matches. They
just
don't
don't give
allocate
you a
matches.
game. Or they give you a game in the championship. So that is indirectly suspending you. And you as a referee, you're already going through so much from the backlash from fans. And then the people that are supposed to stand with you come and put a knife into your heart, like to make it worse, so you can't stay. So for me, the union has to stand with the referees. First of all, have discussions with them. Ask the guy how he feels after the game.
Yeah.
Not making decisions. You don't even communicate the decisions. You just disappear. Anyway, that is administrative, and I believe it will never change. But I believe
It needs to
I
change.
hope it changes someday.
I usually noticed Anne and other people, match commissars, every after a game, they cocoon around the table where the match commissar sits, and they have a discussion. They have a bottle of water, a bottle of beer, some food, I think. And is that the only debrief you do after every weekend? Do refs do debriefs to where did you go wrong, what needs to improve, or womaliro kurefing a game, you just...
Or even a proper assessment.
A proper assessment.
We have, because especially now for such a game, I believe there's a coach of match officials or an assessor. Now, Utimba is at a level where he's not coached, but he's assessed. So I believe there was an assessor that day. So after the game, an assessor will come, we talk about the different things. He will tell you where he thinks you went wrong, then he will tell you where you did well, and then you will explain to him.
Yeah.
And that way, you are getting feedback, actual feedback from a person that is supposed to assess you.
Yes.
Then everything else that happens after that, because Anne was part of the referees, he wasn't with the union. And the people that suspend or put referees on the side are not the people that work with referees. It's actually the union.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what Anne does is something very nice. Very, very many referees need it.
Yeah.
And it helps. But for fans, now I'll explain to you my scenario. I made a wrong call. I accepted after watching the footage and all that. But more happens. It moves. Then Haruna comes from the side. I chase him away because rugby is refereed by manager.
Yes.
You try and prevent so much of the infringements that are going to happen. Because if you do not do that, then you're going to have so many penalties in the game. That is why, if you notice, I enjoyed games when I'm talking. Talk, and you're going to have an easy game.
Get your hands from the rack.
Yes, that is how you're going to have an easy game. So Haruna comes, then I tell him to get back. He gets back. Now, because a maul is going on, you're watching guys that are coming in from the side. You're watching their back foot. You're watching how the mauling team is joining that maul, how they're channeling their ball. So one person, you're looking at over 4 things at the same time. So when I chase Haruna, I look away to manage the back line the other side, the back foot the other side. Then I looked at Cobbs, if they're channeling the ball. Now, this Cobbs player looks like he's picking the ball away from the maul. Then, of course, in my head, when this guy picks the ball away from the maul, he's going to go and hit there. So my eyes go to that back foot to make sure they're onside. So when I come back, I find Haruna is here.
Yeah.
So in my head, this guy got the ball off and got disjointed from the ball. So Haruna is okay to play him. Because when I chased him, he went back. Yes. Now I did notice that when I looked away, before this guy actually peels off, he came and played him.
Yeah.
So you can see that if I explain to you, it makes sense. But it's not going to make sense for a fan.
Yeah.
It's not going to make sense. Now, the scenario that happened on Saturday, you have to watch the knee. You have to watch this ball being ripped. It's not a normal tackle where there is no rip, that you're only watching at the knees and then the guy goes down, then they release. There are two tacklers.
Yeah.
One is tackling, the other is up. So you have to look down at the knees, then you look up at the guy ripping.
Yeah.
So it is not very easy to look at both at the same time. Yes. So the moment the knee touched the ground, ball was ripped. It's not very easy to see.
What came first and what came?
It's not very easy to see. And you cannot make a call when you're not very sure. So I think sometimes when fans are abusing and attacking, I believe referees do not make mistakes because they support a certain team. There is a game Impis drew with Buffaloes. I've always been an Impis fan.
Yeah.
And I cancelled an Impis try. And it was actually a try on watching the highlights.
Yes.
But I was an Impis fan, and it just happened. To me, it was held up, but the try was actually scored.
It had grounded.
Yes. But if I was an Impis fan and I'm cheating for Impis, I would have awarded that try, regardless of what I've seen.
Yeah.
So people should stop thinking that people cheat because they come from certain clubs. There is so much to look at. And fans sometimes are not properly seated to see certain things. Because you find a guy, I'll give an example of where Pirates fans sit at Kings Park.
Yeah.
One corner. And then there is play going on the 5 the other end. And you hear guys calling offside.
Forward.
You can't see that.
You really can't.
You can't see that.
You really can't.
Yes, and that's one thing I'm trying to tell Impis fans as a fan right now.
Yeah.
I'm around guys, they're making noise, and I'm like, man, guys, let's be honest. The other guys are in line with play. We're here. How can we see a forward pass?
Yeah.
This assistant ref is behind the poles. He can clearly see where the ball is passing. He has a better view than all of us that are here. So I think fans sometimes should be realistic.
I get.
Yes.
Before I go on to the next topic of discussion, I want to shout out to our sponsors, Fatcat Podcast. We have Betika, very, very amazing odds of every kind of sport. Those ones who even like dog racing, I think it's there.
They're called investors.
Investors. Yes, very beautiful odds. You get your money instantly as long as you win. Indeed, your money goes when you lose. Yeah, very good odds. And we also at Excelsis Gardens Hotel. Bruno's Kafunda. He needs to be there and talk about it.
It's Excelsis Garden Hotel. It's located here on Chisota Road, in Chisasi, Bukoto Chisasi Road. Perfect place to unwind. It has a good bar. It has nice food. Perfect restaurant. Their food is just good. You should taste for yourself. And they also have nice accommodation, a place you can come here and unwind and enjoy a good ambience, quiet, with a nice workspace. If you're one person that has work that you can do off or not in office, it's a perfect place to come and have your meeting, do some work, or a meeting with people, a birthday. And good service. They will be happy to welcome you here at the Excelsis Garden Hotel.
And some dark corners. Gonzalo, back to you. All these explanations you've been hinting on Impis. What's happening at Impis grounds? At some point everyone goes through Impis. I was at campus with Bruno and were mad Impis supporters. Then I was accused of doing some other funny things. Then things happened. I don't know what made Bruno go to Pirates, but I think he was always a Pirate who went on loan. Impis is one of those clubs that people transition through, but something happened all of a sudden. something happened all of a sudden. Then coaching comeback comes, and then there's this project that Pass Posa keeps talking about. This is our project. This is our project. Pass has the thing he does. I go to SMAC and there's an S2 rugby player, and Pass tells you it's our project. I'm like, Pass,
That is our
this
project.
boy at the very least is 14 years, and you're saying. So tell me what's happening to Impis, because Impis shocked the world when they beat Heathens. And still a shocker because Heathens are most successful club in the land and all, and they're a very good team with good coaching and stuff. But Impis shocked the world and they beat. And if you watched, if I got a chance to watch the Masters tournament, and that tournament that happened when there was no Uganda Cup, and I watched kids that I am an ardent SMAC fan. I follow SMAC as much as I can. There was this bunch of kids, Edgar to be exact. Edgar came on and destroyed the Heathens team. And I was impressed and I was happy. And of course, you have I call them the vultures from other clubs coming and telling you, see that guy. But what's happening in Impis? What's happening? What's this project I keep hearing about that is slowly picking up fruit? Tell us more.
What is happening at Impis is we let Kamba cook.
Yeah.
We let Kamba cook. I remember at the start of last year, all we were telling people is that let Nkamba cook. So we have Nkamba that is so much involved in schools rugby, and he has players that are very loyal to him, and he brings those to Impis. That is last year, 2024, when we were playing in Central League. And people that have not been following Impis do not know that Impis last lost at the Graveyard in 2024. Around the first quarter of 2024 is when Impis last lost at the Graveyard. So they've spent a year without losing at the Graveyard. They won all their games in the Central League. So Nkamba brings us players. Last season, that is when we lost so many players. We lost the Kennedys. We lost the Sedias.
Amos.
Yes, Amos goes to Entebbe. And we love Amos so
Lohoni.
much.
Do you really?
We love Amos.
It was actually the same Masek Crusaders of like last time.
Yes. Yeah. And then we're like, that we played, there's a tournament we played with Chubis. We didn't have players. Then Kamba comes. Someone brings Kamba to Impis. Kamba brings us SMAC players. And then, of course, because it's Impis, you're going to have a few other players from the other clubs. So these guys train and play together for a whole year last year. They win games in Central League. People didn't know that it was a very good team. We go into the relegation playoffs. We beat everyone. We go to Gulu. We beat Gulu City Falcons, a team that...
Which was a strong team, by the way.
Very strong team, very experienced players. But we easily beat Gulu Falcons. So... that is why some interview I had, I told people, you are saying whatever you're saying about Impis, but you have not watched Impis play. We are not on social media throwing praises at Nkamba and at the players just because we love Impis. We are doing that because we see what they're doing on pitch. It is a team that is very well coached. Out of the 4 games we've played, no team has dominated our scrum. Not even Heathens. None has dominated our scrum. So many things are falling into place. We now have players from other schools. Because they saw that the others are flourishing, from SMAC are flourishing. Then we have players from Namiryango, we have Bodonians, we have Makosians, and we have kids from Mbarara Titans. They come to campus.
From Tari as well.
Yes, from Tari. They come to campus to study, and then we get them on loan. So we are now the future of Ugandan rugby. I can confidently say that.
I want to believe, Bruno, before you come in, I want to believe, there are some players there. It's just, first and foremost, schools league is changing. I don't know why. I don't know. Maybe Bruno, you can come in there. Schools league entering into what's happening at Impis. Schools league, before you will have players like the likes of Aredo that very tiny, goes through summer camp at the time, Warriors now, and then he's building himself. It jumps on 2 Cobbs way in this tiny guy. Man, they are big boys in big school, boys. Bro.
Big boys,
like big boys. Like I know the Bodonians because some of them train at Cobbs, but then I keep seeing highlights of schools rugby, and I'm like, these Ngonians, where the hell are they coming from? And it's a beautiful thing. And I'm just happy. I'm sad because when Nkamba, before he came to Impis, Nkamba used to go to SMAC with Sekate and I, and we had this rule that train the kids, then they decide for themselves. Nkamba said no chance. And no chance. But he did also force them. I don't think Nkamba tells don't go to this. Because, for example, like Ethan, who has gone to South Africa, I quoted Ethan badly. Then he comes to Cobbs, then he trains, some things happen there, and then he goes to Kings Park. He comes and tells me, Caesar, I stay in Boyogere. It's hard. I can't keep depending on you for transport all the time. Let me go. And I said, correct. I even had the courtesy of calling Marvin. Marvin, there's a boy coming, please. He's a good player. And then, of course, like he said, Nkamba has a certain, loyalty. It's a loyalty he shares with his players. The same way Dennis Educate has a loyalty with the kids that he takes that come to Pirates. And that loyalty, I understood when they all wanted to go there. And me, I'm just happy. I'm sad because then I ended up not getting any players for my club at that time. Everyone was going to Impis. But happy because the world is starting to realize. I am on a crusade of us realizing how good schools league is. And then Kamba does it seamlessly, gets all these kids. And like we always say, a bunch of kids will lead to the other people to come.
Yes.
What have you noticed about their method of operation and what it is so far, what it's yielding?
I believe, first of all, every young player that was on the team that beat Heathens, that might be one of the biggest highlight of their career. Wherever they will play until their retirement.
Yeah.
That will
but we have to win the league.
Okay.
We're not yet done.
Let Kamba cook.
We are not yet done. So I believe that's the biggest highlight.
But I believe it's a nice thing, and I think I've met the chairman, I've met Nyombi. I've met I don't remember the time I met, if I told Kamba the same, but I would still say this could be the time Impis builds a culture where players come from school, develop, and don't leave.
Yeah.
Our time, I remember at Impis, players, there was a mass exodus of players from Impis, and they were so good that Impis now struggled after. But I believe now that players are leaving the best players in school. Now they come in VAC and start training the Ntangas and Impis as well. I believe this is the time for Nkamba to also build a culture where players remain at Impis and compete. They play competitive all the way, without having these thoughts of now that I'm good, I think I can get a number at Pirates. I think I can get a number at... No. I believe... I don't think there can be any transfer season where a club is going and saying to Heathens and saying, can we have Aaron?
Yeah. No. And even if they did, it would be at a high price. And
So I believe this is the time that Impis administration can build a culture, and then we have a crop of players from Impis that are on the national team. It has happened before, but right now we see them grow. We know, you can't just go to Impis and say you want Ethan Mugabe or Mashati. The big boy, one of my best players at Impis right now. So I believe this is the time. The administration has to do something
about it,
because they need it as a club.
I think Chairman Nyombi Egumire has tried to do something like that, because if you notice this season we've not lost a single player.
Yeah.
The only player we lost is Matthew Musasizi, who was on loan from Heathens.
Yes.
Yes, so he chose to go back to Heathens. And the other players we lost were players we sent out on loan. That is Arihu, Sedia. Those are guys that we had sent on loan. And because now we have a young team and we want them to play, we chose to sell Ariho and Sedia. And when Nyombi came in, you talked about it when you just started.
Yes.
The deal was going this way. Nyombi became chairman. Tugenda wanoka. We want this amount. You're not just going to come and give us 2 balls.
Yeah.
When you're taking our player who is a starter in your team.
Yeah.
So player contracts, player loyalty to the club is aligned for now. Ethan,
So you think it's possible?
it is.
I think it's
it is very
possible.
possible.
And
We
also-
have players like Kavanda, Ethan training with the national team, and they didn't go to Pirates. They didn't go to Cops. They didn't go to Heathens. They wanted them. Caesar has told you.
Yeah.
How Ethan left Pirates to come Impis, to come to
Come
Impis. He
back.
also died. No.
Come back cooking.
Kamba is
Right.
cooking.
So we are now a big team.
Yeah.
Besides Ngamba cooking, we have Summer working with the boys.
Yeah.
We have Wambede, S&C. We have Cyrus in there, and then we have the fans that are very committed that travel with the team everywhere the team goes.
Yeah.
We've gone to Gulu, we've gone to Jinja. Whether it goes to Kenya, we shall go.
Yeah.
So if these boys are seeing that they are playing rugby, they are not playing for a second team, for what? But they're playing rugby and they're winning games. They're going to stay at the club.
Yeah.
Because I believe why many people want to play for the Pirates and Heathens is because they want to win trophies. Or they see it as a big club and they're going to say, I play for Pirates, and everyone will be like, hey, mama, that's nice. Right now we are trying to set very achievable goals for these players for every season. We had a bunch of games that we wanted to win at the start of the season, and we have won some so far. We're on the right trajectory. Next season we could say let's win the league, or even this season, you never know. But next season we could say let's win the league. So if these players play a quarter final with Impis, they're going to want to stay, because why else are they going to a bigger club to bench when they can play rugby here and achieve the same goals?
And I like the confidence that players and fans have now developed. I mean, the famous video of on a good Sato, we can address Heathens. That was a video at Nambole. I think it was a Uganda Cup final.
That's Nambole, Uganda Cup final. And
Was it Uganda Cup or
Yeah,
was
yeah.
that national team game? Remember that national
was actually national team.
It was a
I
national
remember-
team
I remember
game,
that
yeah.
guy with the black
Durag,
Yeah.
it was actually a national
I've gotten
team.
the name
So,
of that. Yeah.
Machete, he's a number 30.
Yeah.
Very
good player.
strong, very
Yeah.
good.
So-
Yeah.
So those are boys that know that this is what we're going to do. We are going to beat Heathens. We play Heathen Masters, that game that you watched,
Yeah.
and they narrowly beat us.
Narrowly. I remember
Narrowly
that game.
beat us. So if you narrowly lose to Heathens, in your head, you're like, Tumo Sobola. So guys used to say, I remember Ethan and Dixie had a discussion. Not Ethan and I don't remember the other person. They had a discussion in Entebbe, Pari, some games that happened there. And Ethan told him we're going to beat Heathens. And they beat Heathens. So you can see that there is belief in players.
Yeah.
They believe they can do something and they'll do it. So whoever is coming to the graveyard this season, the fans are very prepared. It's not going to be a walkover
That's
for
nice.
you.
That's
That's
nice.
nice.
It's
That's
not even
nice.
banter or jazz or what. It's not
Pathos.
going to be easy for you.
Yeah.
Big boys.
Yeah.
It's not the rugby where we had a lock that is 60 kgs. We have boys that are big and tall and mobile. So we are very happy with the players. They're very happy at the club, and Chairman Nyombi is cooking. So imagine we had one person cooking. Now we have 3 guys cooking.
Yeah, that's amazing. Both of you, before as we conclude on this podcast, what do you hope from this season? What we are talking about, and also you can comment about the revived Enterprise Cup and all. What do you hope for this season? Starting with you, Gonzalo, for your club, for the game, for the topic of officiation and the fans. What do you hope to see moving forward till the end of the season and the rest of the rugby year?
First of all, based on what has happened this week, I hope for more respect from fans.
Yeah.
If you're coming at me, come to me with facts and the law. I educate
Respect.
you educate me. Let's argue like professionals. Do not come and call me I'll not say that
Yeah,
word.
yeah.
Don't come and call me something very nasty. just because you're very angry. Come and argue. Call, I'll come. I'll come. I'll teach you the law. You will teach me the law. Let's engage in civil discussions. Let's not be very abusive towards referees. Yes, because these are people that are just trying to do their best. And then the other thing I hope to see is us beating Chinyans.
Noisy neighbors.
Noisy neighbors. These guys are too loud. So
Yeah.
if we beat those guys
Yeah.
and shut them up, it's going to be a highlight for all of us Ugandan fans. So
Yes.
whoever is in the Enterprise Cup, that is something that is very beautiful that has come up.
I love it too.
Yes, we're going to play Kenyans that we know. We've played them at club, and that is something that I want to see.
Yeah.
The other thing I want to see is I want to see Impis winning and winning and winning, because we can't get tired of winning.
Yeah, he really can't.
Yeah.
Ruben. Bruno.
I need, besides the respect that Gonzalo has said, I think I need to see more competition come to life. The first games are giving life and too much competition. I wanted to see until the final.
Yeah.
I've watched almost all the teams so far play, watched the highlights as well. I believe there are more fixtures coming that will be so tight. I'll say Buffalo's Cobs will be another tight game. Of course, Cobs still has Zidans. Then also Pirates still has Mongers, which has proved to be a tight game. And Impis still has a tight game. Let me see against who. You guys have played the Sharks?
Sharks is our last fixture.
Exactly. That will also be a very competitive game, I believe, from the games I've watched. That competition brings more life to the game, more talk to the game, more fans. And hopefully they subscribe as members for their clubs, which also makes financial sense for the club. And that's all I hope for. And for the Enterprise Cup, oh my God! I mean, let me tell you a story. I'm in a WhatsApp group, so there was, I think, a pic of the KCB boys in Kenya, and the guy sent a photo and said, "Check the size of the boys we are going to play against." I died. I was like, "This is the one now." Because one of the points that has always been talked about in a fixture, especially Ugandan Cup against Kenya, is the size of the players.
Yeah.
Everyone is saying, "Man, those guys were bigger than us. The physique, the fitness," but also, I think we are at a point where players of different clubs are so fit and have developed their skills, and I believe this is a good test for them and the club. There's that pre-game interview that coaches and captains always say that after this game we'll know where we are. So I also believe as a national team and different positions, after playing the Enterprise Cup, we will know where we are. We will know we need this, we need these skills in a prop. Our locks need to develop here. We need, different technicalities.
Yeah. Maybe to add on that, I'm very, very happy, and I'd like to thank the both unions of the different countries for reviving this Enterprise Cup. I believe it's, of course, people on Twitter saying, "Are we ready?" The finances, you find for a club to travel and be ready for a game, it will cost them close to 50 million. So the financing, where is the union going to get the money? But what matters more than anything is to start. Put the tournament there. Let it be a struggle for the teams to go there, but let them go there. Then we build from, in project management, they call them lessons learned. You have a lesson learned cache where you know what did we do wrong, what goes better. Then people start from there and they start, improving. My biggest issue also is we have to learn, and it has to start with fat cuts, with us as fans. Like Gonzalo said, he's doing it at Impis grounds. Let's educate ourselves about the game, and let's educate ourselves about humanity. If a ref makes a mistake, no matter how injurious it is to a scorer, in a moment, if you want to abuse, you can. I'm okay with fans abusing refs during game, shouting from the stands. I'm okay with that. Shout whatever you want to shout. even then with respect, but shout whatever you want to shout. Show frustration, but don't push that frustration. We lost a very good ref in Gonzalo for whatever reason that he has alluded to. I don't want to see us lose Utimba. Now Sauda is much more comfortable being in the administration. Very good ref. But and I'm culprit to it, I confess. Like, I've abused Rose very many times, I've abused Sauda very many times. But as you grow up, we need to start looking at them and criticize them. But you see, we can't even criticize them because we don't even know what to criticize. And for me, we have to educate ourselves on the laws. And then we keep saying this at Fat Cats and very many other interviews. We need to educate ourselves on the laws so that we know what is what, we know what is what. And even when a ref makes a mistake, you should know that this is a human being. It has cost the game, yes, but let him learn, let him go for his debriefs and let him learn. Yeah, for me, that's what I want to see. And then I want to see a vibrant schools league. That's my biggest hope this year. I want to see a vibrant schools league. I want to see schools going to the different places. I don't want to see walkovers. And you see, we've noticed we've not had walkovers in under 20, the major games. And we shall also build into the under 17s and under 15s. Let schools be able, let the school administrations honor these games. And for us, it's a beautiful thing to pick on, and I'll keep shouting about it. Let the union and USRA pay closer attention, because from what we've seen with Impis, this can actually work. And then, of course, the university leagues and all stuff. But for this season, I want schools league. Lastly, before we leave and I give final words, I have some quick fire questions for Gonzalo. Hardest team to ref?
Hardest fixture.
Hardest fixture is Heathens Combs.
The Lions Cup.
The Lions Cup, yeah.
And surprisingly, it was my first big game.
Yes.
The hardest fixture. I think because of the rivalry that has been there for years.
Yeah.
And you know something is going to happen. It's the hardest fixture.
Forwards or backs? Who complains more?
Backs.
Seriously?
Yeah. Backs. Backs are wiseacres.
That's interesting. That's interesting. A yellow card or a red card? What's harder to give?
A red card is so hard to give because it has a very big effect on the game.
Yeah.
So before you give it, you have to be very sure. That is why I always tell people that say Ugandan refs do not give out red cards.
Yeah.
I ask them if they've ever seen a red card being given without TMO.
Even internationally,
Yeah,
all red cards
without
are reviewed
TMO,
first.
Where someone makes a call, awards the red.
Yeah.
And it's reviewed,
And it's even reviewed usually. To get a red card, they have to be. I know. I get.
That is why there are very few in Uganda.
Interesting.
But does that mean there are no instances where it should be given?
I have given some.
Okay.
Someone comes and clearly punches a guy on the head. You do not need TMO to see that. Yeah.
One law you would change in rugby, generally, internationally, law of rugby.
The repeated infringement law. It's
It's
very unfair.
for those people who don't know, your team can make very many repeated infringements, but the last one, after the ref warns you, the last person to make the repeated, either the captain gets carded or the person who has
The person
done
that
it.
has infringed.
Yeah.
Because we can have play in a 15, we have play penalty 1, penalty 2,
Yeah.
penalty 3. Fourth penalty, they find a 14 that last made a tackle 10 minutes ago. Is offside, the guy gets a
The
card.
guy- yeah.
That was the saddest card to give.
But don't you think if it was some players some teams would take advantage of the fact that it's not working, and they, for example, the repeated infringements in the 5,
Guys would...
they would take advantage, and he
That's true.
keeps collapsing it.
That's true.
Professionally, which is the most misunderstood rugby law? By both players and coaches and fans and everyone.
The 10-meter rule. Just to explain it, the 10-meter rule is if I am the kicker
Yeah.
and then I kick and the ball lands 20 meters away.
Yes.
So all my teammates that I remember after my kick, everyone in front of me is supposed to reach it.
Yes.
But then in case the ball lands short. Let's say I kick. We've seen it happen. I kick, and the ball lands 3 or 5 meters from
Yeah.
where I am.
Yeah.
You may be behind me, but you're within 10,
10
meters
meters.
from where the ball has landed. So what has to happen is all your teammates have to exit the 10 meters before they can play again.
Oh.
I didn't even know that part. That I knew the other one where
Yes.
the ball goes far and you have to retreat, but I didn't know.
Yes, like you have to
yeah.
exit. That is why sometimes you penalize the guy. He was behind the kicker, but he's within the 10 meters.
Yeah.
That is why you see this signal, like I give the penalty, then I do this. That player is within the 10 meters.
Yeah.
And I think we gave so many penalties in 2023 for that infringement.
And
so many
they were not aware.
We went around preaching the 10-meter rule. Team Talks 10-meter rule, social media 10-meter rule, and so many players are now much aware.
If your life were a movie, what would it be called?
Interesting. I no longer see myself as a ref. So it's yet by the time I retired, I enjoyed refereeing.
Yeah.
I would be on pitch enjoying and having so much fun. But it's not something I would want to appear in my movie. Maybe Gonzalo the Impis.
Let me come back. If you could have dinner with any 3 people, dead or alive, who would they be? In rugby or outside rugby?
Do you know Lulu?
Yes,
The
I
Cubs
do.
fan?
Yeah.
I love Lulu. Toli,
Tobert Onyango.
Tobert Onyango, very respectable man, Tobert Onyango, and
I don't like Toli because he kept on taking Cubs players for 7s and would struggle. Yeah.
and then maybe Nyombi, the chairman of Impis.
So they would have done Karango for that PDM man. Anyway, what's one lesson life taught you the hard way?
That however much you love something, it's not going to give back to you. I've loved you so much, you're supposed to love me back. This sport never loves you back. It never did.
Wow.
Like, we love it so much, but
Heavy
it didn't love
statement,
us
that
back.
way.
And it's very
Wow.
sad. So to feel on you, like,
Yeah.
do what you can and leave.
If you won the lottery tomorrow, what's the first thing you would do?
I have people I'm planning to travel to South Africa with for South African All Blacks.
All Blacks, yeah.
First thing I would do is pay for all of us because these guys are stressing us.
Yeah.
They're confirming today, not confirming.
Yeah.
So
Pay for all of them.
yeah.
Bruno?
On that particular
Yeah.
one, interesting. I would travel. I have quite a bucket list.
Yeah.
I have many places on my bucket list to travel to. I think I would definitely watch a rugby game in Cape Town or Joburg. Yeah, traveling mainly.
For me, I would buy a Legends Rugby Club. Name it
Yeah.
after my father.
Yeah.
But
Oh.
I'll buy it. Just keep it.
Interesting.
Keep it in rugby because, bro, what's the one thing people always get wrong about you?
Many people think I'm quiet.
Mm.
Or on pitch, people used to think because I'm smiling, I'm not going to call out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was smiling, but I was going to eventually make that call. I would give you a yellow card when smiling. So because I'm always smiling, people think I'm very easy to deal with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any last shots, parting shots, or what? Last remarks.
Surprisingly, this is the first time I've been hosted by Fat Cats. surprisingly.
Oh, really?
Oh, really?
Yet I've played rugby for Fat Cats. I've supported Fat Cats.
Blame Ruben, our boss.
Yeah.
Blame Ruben. You talk to him when you see him.
So parting shots, fans, please do better. Impis, keep making us happy. And referees, please hang in there. I'm sorry I left, but hang in there. Don't be like me.
Any chance of you coming back?
Nah. And I intentionally chose to support a team to make sure I do not come back. Because after showing a side, there is no way you're going to say, now I'm coming back. Everyone knows which club you support. Even if it's not an Impis game, people will say he's making this decision so that it can favor Impis. Let's say there are teams that have almost the same points.
Yeah.
So when I retired like this, I made it a point to show a side.
Yes.
So that I'm not tempted.
Bruno?
My parting shots to the fans, first of all. I always say this on every podcast I am. Know your club more. Pay subscription. Be a paid up member of the club, and you'll get to love it more and more, and also know the culture of the club, and also enjoy the sport more. And you also have a good say in your club, and I believe on the national team if you're a paid up member of the club.
Yeah. Can't say anything other than that. Thank you very much, Gonzalo, for honoring our invite, for the insights and everything you've told us. Thank you very much, Bruno, again for coming on this podcast. My parting shots, guys. Let's support rugby. Let's support schools rugby. Let's be respectful. Even in your bantering on social media and all that stuff, there's no such thing as banter is not personal. You have to use your emotional intelligence to measure what to say and what not to say. Let's respect one another. Let's love one another. Let's love the sport. Let's sacrifice for the sport, because like Gonzalo told you, the sport is not going to give back to you. Just do it because you know it's a sacrifice. Keep following Fat Cats. Keep watching our podcasts. Keep following us and subscribing on YouTube, all our socials, Twitter or X, formerly Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and all. Support us, because it's through your love that we keep learning to improve and giving back to you the best way that we can. Have a good evening. God bless you all.
Yeah, my soldier.